Hi guys, it's been a long time that I made videos. I haven't really been able to make video for a few past days. I think about 1 week or so. I got a very heavy cough, so I actually lost my voice. I couldn't speak properly. That's why I haven't made any video recently. So I'm sorry guys, and I'm just recently recovering. Not totally recovered yet, but recently recovering gradually. So I decided to talk about this issue. It's a very popular issue about Nigerians abroad. Everywhere in any country you go, in Malaysia here, there are a lot of issues about Nigerians. Even Nigerians in Nigeria have already have their preconception or perspective against Nigerians in abroad or in Malaysia. So let's focus more in Malaysia. Like in Malaysia, for instance, Nigerians in Nigeria actually do think that every Nigerian that is traveling to Malaysia is going to Malaysia for illegal jobs, scamming, fraudulent activities, and everything that has to do with illegalities. Those are the things that they actually think, and some of them do have this belief that if you go to Malaysia, you will make money very easily because there are a lot of most of them are doing illegal things that will give them money very quickly. Now, this is a very bad conception. And Malaysians in Malaysia do see Nigerians, all Nigerians, they do see 100% of Nigerians in Malaysia as scammers, as fraudsters. That is the number one conception they will have about you before they get to know you. Even the government authorities, even the police. When the police approach you first on the streets or anywhere, if you're a Nigerian, the first judgment he will have in his mind about you is that you are a scammer. I have been stopped by police many times, and there are some dodgy colleges in Malaysia that gives visa to people that doesn't really study, and police knows those colleges already. So when they stop you, they ask you if you're studying. They ask you, where do you study? And before you tell them where you study, they will mention the name of those dodgy colleges. They will ask you, is that where you're studying? And if you say no, they will say, are you sure? So which means in their mind, they already have the prejudgment about you that you are a scammer before they get to know you. Sometimes the police will stop you on the road and they will take your phone, scrolling through your phone and trying to find something to incriminate you, something that shows that you're a scammer. So everybody have this conception about you that you are a scammer if you're a Nigerian in Malaysia. And the Nigerians in Nigeria also do have the conception that if you're traveling to Malaysia, you are traveling there to go and get quick money doing illegal things. So these are the things that we need to change. These are the things that we need to educate our people, both back in Nigeria and the people of Malaysia. And our Nigerians also in Malaysia, because a lot of them do cause a lot of trouble. That's why you see a lot of these things in the television, and when one of them goes into the television, it will go viral, and the whole state, the whole country will believe that's all about Nigerians. That's how they behave. That's how all of them behave. So we need to let people know that it's just a few rotten egg that is spoiling the rest of the crate. It doesn't mean that that's what all Nigerians, and actually Nigerians are not the only scammers you have. Even in Malaysia, there are a lot of other scammers from different countries that scam people millions and millions of dollars. Much more bigger than what Nigerians do. But the problem is that Nigerians are very noisy, very rowdy, very proud, and very arrogant, the ones that are doing those things. When they get $1, for example, they will make a lot of noise about it. You will see them in the clubs, you will see them in the social media, you will see them showing off the money they got illegally. So you see, there's a lot of foolishness amongst these people. You stole money from people illegally, and you are proud to show it in the social media, throwing it in the face of people, And when the authorities call you up to tell them, what do you do that gave you this money? You could not be able to point out a place, a business place, or your source of income. So you see the amount of foolishness that is causing this trouble for all of us. So a few of these people, they get involved in these kind of things, and they by themselves bring themselves out to be seen by people. And when the problem comes, it circulates to everyone else. So nobody cares whether you're not a scammer, whether you're a scammer or not, as long as you're Nigerian. In fact, as long as you're a black person, number one judgment that you will get in Malaysia is you're Nigerian. And then if you're Nigerian, you're a scammer. So this is what we face in Malaysia. And the thing gives trouble to a lot of us innocent people, especially if you're a business person in Malaysia. One time I wrote a business proposal to give to a local Malaysian person to discuss a business plan with the person. And the number one question the person asked me is, are you a scammer? So I have known this person for not quite long. We've been talking and things like that. But when I brought up business to this person, the number one question the person asked me is, are you a scammer? So I don't really blame the person. Probably the person must have had some relationship or some encounter with Nigerians who are scammers. So they believe that there is nothing else you can do in Malaysia apart from scamming people. But there are a lot of jobs, there are a lot of business opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities in Malaysia. There are a lot of things that foreigners can do in Malaysia legally if you're staying in Malaysia. As far as you're able to secure the right visa for you, you can be able to excel here legally and professionally. We need to let people understand that for the fact that a few people from this particular region is doing this thing doesn't mean that every one of them are doing it. There are a lot of people. In Malaysia, there's a kind of scam that is called Macau scam. And this Macau scam is usually perpetrated by Chinese people. So, but you will never see people or the authorities calling all Chinese people scammers. No, there are different type of scams. There are different people that do scams. It's not only Nigerians. You can get people from Ghana, Cameroon, Sudan, or whichever country. But why Nigerians' problem is like that is because they are very, very rowdy and noisy and arrogant people. They always know how to show themselves in the wealth they got illegally. There's one popular Nigerian scammer that is known very much in Dubai and in the US, which is Hush Puppy. This guy was able to fall into the net of the authorities. Why? Because of his foolishness on social media. Steal a lot of money from people and you flaunt it on social media. What are you trying to say? You're trying to tell people that scamming is legal or scamming is good. So these are the kind of foolishness that is causing trouble to a lot of Nigerians home and abroad. Now, even in Nigeria, the authorities like the EFCC, whenever they see a young man that is riding a very good car or dressing properly, their number one prejudgment is that you're a scammer. So this is a problem that is home and abroad, and this is something that we need to educate people, both the authorities and the people, that you shouldn't be prejudging people. If someone commits a crime, you should be able to handle that person individually. Do not stigmatize it from the region where the person comes from. Even the local people in every country, they do their own form of scam. But you don't stigmatize them that all of the people from that country does this scam. So, and if you don't do so, I don't think you should be able to do so to Nigerians also, even though I agree that Nigerians do cause a lot of trouble in every country they are. They cause a lot of trouble. They do a lot of illegal things. There are fightings and killings and everything. They do a lot of noisy things that the locals are not very much comfortable with. So these are the things that gives us bad name in every country that we go. So we wouldn't really blame the locals. We wouldn't really blame the government, the authorities, but we also have to blame our people who choose to be foolish rather than be wise when they travel abroad. I mean, if you're able to have money to book a very expensive flight ticket, secure a visa, and travel to a foreign country, fly to a foreign country, not by road, not by train, not by bus, not by car. You fly to a foreign country, you live with foreign people. You should be able to blend into their culture. You shouldn't bring your foolishness to their culture. They are not very comfortable with your noisiness. They are not very comfortable with your rowdiness. They are not very comfortable with your flashy life, with showing off the little money you have and all those kind of childish foolishness. They are not very comfortable with that. So if you're living in such countries, in any of those countries, you should be able to blend into their way of life. Do not give them stress in their own country. They did not do bad to give you visa to come to stay in their country. So if we can be able to correct these issues, I think we can be able to fight off the stigmatization that a lot of countries have about us. Now, as a Nigerian living in Malaysia, there are a lot of restrictions. You cannot easily open bank accounts with any bank of your choice in Malaysia. A lot of the banks you go with all the documents and all the requirements. They will tell you that, sorry, we don't open for Nigerians. They will even show you their blacklist list, and you see Nigeria is marked red there. A lot of the banks does this actually, and it's very difficult for Nigerians to open bank accounts in Malaysia because most of those banks have already had experiences where they open accounts for Nigerians and they use it for fraudulent activities. So it brings bad name for that bank, and then it spoils their relationship with the national bank also. So these are the things that they try to avoid, and when you go to the banks to open an account, they will reject you. You will have to struggle and look for probably one of the international banks, and they will kind of consider to open the account for you. So there are a lot of things that our people are doing that is causing stigmatization to everyone else. And Nigerians in Nigeria also have already had this in mind, that these are the only things that you can do in Malaysia. Because those ones here, once they're able to scam people and get a lot of money, they go back to Nigeria and they flash those money they stole in the face of people in Nigeria. And when those people see it, they believe that this is the only thing that people can do here to get money. And then they want to engage in such kind of activities because they want to get rich very quickly. And this is a very bad mentality that our people need to work on, because if you have the mentality of getting rich very quickly, there is only one way you can get rich very quickly. It's only by illegal ways, and illegal ways will always put you in trouble wherever you are, whichever country you are, whether you're in Nigeria or abroad. We need to understand this. If you're traveling abroad, do not have the mindset that you want to get rich within 1 year. You want to start building house within 1 year. No, that's not possible. You have to work hard. You have to follow the norms and cultures of that country you're living in. You have to be smart also. If you're smart, you can be very creative, and through your creativity and skills, you can become rich as soon as possible. So it doesn't mean that you have to engage in any illegal activities. Now, when you tell people to come to Malaysia to study or come to Malaysia to work, they only believe that they will come here to do scamming. That is not the only thing you can do in Malaysia. If you're coming to Malaysia from Nigeria, if you're a very straightforward and honest person, there are a lot of legal things you can do here. If you're a very talented person, there are a lot of jobs waiting for you. You just have to be highly qualified in that aspect, because Malaysian companies, they are looking for the best of the best. You're coming from the medical, the education, the IT, the engineering sector, any sector you're coming from, make sure you're very perfect in it. And if you're very good at it, you can be able to secure employment and you can work legally and professionally here in Malaysia. And you can study also here in Malaysia professionally without having to engage in illegal activities. So these are the things that we need to understand, guys. And thank you for watching my video. Sorry for my voice not very clear because I'm still having cough. So I'm still recovering, and then I hope it's going to clear very soon. So do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.